Hey y'all, welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome if you are new. My name is Bethany and welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. So this week I'm going to be sharing a new recipe that my sister's boyfriend shared with me. I'm going to be sharing some homemade pizza just because I switched up the meal plan a little bit and the kids wanted pizza, so we made pizzas. I'm going to be making some cubed fried steak and some shake and bake pork chops. So if you're interested in any of that, I hope you'll keep on watching.
No matter where I lay my head, another town, another bed. No matter what I do, I'm still gonna be dreaming of you.
Right, so you guessed it. Up first, we're going to be making some cube steak or rice and gravy. So this is the very first meal that I ever learned how to cook, and my granny or my nanny taught me how to make it. And she never went by recipe, and as y'all know, I don't really go by recipe. She taught me how to eyeball it and make it perfect just the way she cooked it, and that's what I do. But to start with, I'm going to break it down for y'all. And to start with, I'm going to measure out a cup of rice, and then I added in 2 cups of water. I'm going to boil that rice until it's done. Right here, I'm showing y'all the cube steaks that I found at my local Piggly Wiggly for like $2 and $3, so I feel like that's pretty budget friendly. And of course, I'm just going to season up my meat really quick.
But every time I think these scars about to mend, no matter where I lay my head, another town, another bed. No matter what.
So once I got them all seasoned up really good, I'm just going to cook them in some flour, and I'm just using some self-rising flour. I don't really think it matters what kind of flour you use, but while I was seasoning up my cube steak, I had my cast iron skillet with my oil, and I'm just using vegetable oil heating up, so that way by the time I got through flouring them and everything, the oil will be good and hot and ready for me to add them in there. So I'm just dropping them in there. And once my rice is all done and it's good and soft, I just take a fork and kind of fluff it up. I drop in 2 cubes of butter and kind of let those melt down in there, and then I mix it up really well. But now we're going to move into making the gravy, and this is how my nanny taught me to make homemade gravy. So I just took some of the oil that I fried the cube steak in into this pan right here, and I made sure it was good and hot, and then I dumped in about 5-6 tablespoons of flour. I don't know, I just used a bigger size spoon and I dumped that in there, and then I'm just using my whisk and kind of stirring it around until it got clumpy. Once it got clumpy, I added in some chicken broth. You can also use beef broth, and I used about a cup of the chicken broth in there. I just poured in there periodically as I need it because I know how to eyeball it and make sure it's looking like it needs to be looking. But for you may not know, so just use about a cup, but you can just pour that cup in there, like I said, periodically until you use up the whole cup. Then I'm just using my whisk and stirring it up really well, making sure it does not clump. Then I like to just add 1 packet of brown gravy mix, and this just adds the brown color to the gravy. It doesn't really give it much flavor, but I just throw that in there and whisk that up really well. I add just a little bit more of my chicken broth to finish up my cup, and it should look perfect. You'll see it in just a minute.
What's it like to be the one that he comes to when he wants to dance? And I wonder what's that like. I have got him on my mind, but he doesn't know my name, and I'm running out of time. I wish you felt the same, and I'm acting stupid like every day. Don't know what to do or what I should say, 'cause I've got him on my mind, but he doesn't know my name.
Then I just open up a can of green beans. I dump those in my pot, add some of these real bacon pieces. It just adds a bacon flavor. And then here's everything together. Then all you do to plate it up, you just plate your rice and you top it with some gravy as well as your cube steak. And then you got your green beans on the side, and that's how you make a good old Southern dinner like Nanny used to make it.
It's midnight, oh, I'm thinking about him.
And on the next night, we had a low country boil, and I just did not feel like breaking out my camera and showing step by step, so I'm just going to break it down right here for y'all really quickly. So to start with, I just cut up some potatoes, make sure they're good and washed, throw them in the pot, bring them to a boil. Once they're almost done, I throw in my corn, bring that to a boil, and once it's almost done, then I throw in my sausages and my shrimp. and voila. I also add in a lot of Cajun seasonings because we like ours really spicy. Then once it's done, we just plate it up on our plate. As you see right here, we've got some shrimp, we got some corn, we got some sausage, and we got the potatoes. So that was dinner on this night, y'all. That's how we do Low Country Boil, and then we just dip it in cocktail sauce. On the next night, we made some dirty rice, and I got this recipe from my sister's boyfriend or my nephew's daddy. And all you'll need is 2 cups of rice. They used the 1 cup, but we're going to use 2 cups because we're extra over here. You'll need 2 cans of French onion soup, and you'll also need 2 cans of beef consommé. I guess that's how you say it. You'll also need 1 roll of sausage, and you'll also need a stick of butter. So to start with, we just browned up our sausages. And then once the sausage was browned up, we added it with our rice. As you can see, my husband's right here making it. He wanted to jump up there, but he don't know how to get good angles, and he don't know how to keep his head out of the way of the camera. But anyway, we just mixed up our ground sausage with our 2 cups of rice. We dumped that into our baking pan. Then we're going to add in our 2 cans of French onion soup and our 2 cans of beef consommé. Make sure all that's mixed up really well, and then we're going to top with some butter or cubes of butter on top. Then we're going to bake that in the oven on 350 for about 45 minutes.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my...
And then here's how it would look once it comes out of the oven, y'all. And I'm going to use my spoon and kind of break it open and show y'all what it looks like on the inside and everything. This is really good. So if you don't try anything else from this video, I hope that you'll try this recipe. My sister's boyfriend was really onto something good with this thing, y'all. For a veggie on the side of our dirty rice, we're just going to roast some asparagus, and I just drizzled it with olive oil, coated it with some garlic powder, and tossed on some mozzarella cheese. Popped that in the oven on 350 for about 15 minutes, and this is what it come out to be.
But we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
Alright, so on this night we made some semi-homemade pizza with some cheese sticks and some fresh some salad with some fresh strawberries that we went and picked at a local strawberry patch. I was originally supposed to make a pork tenderloin wrapped in bacon, but my kids wasn't feeling it, so we made some homemade pizzas. That's what they wanted, so that's what we've done. And I'm just assembling the pizza right here, and I baked it by the directions on the back of the pizza dough package.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment.
Alright, y'all, so tonight I'm going to be making some shake and bake pork chops. So last week, if you watched last week's What's for Dinner, I made shake and bake chicken legs. But this week we're doing pork chops. So here's the rest of my shake and bake. It comes with 2 pouches, so you can get 2 meals out of it. I'm just going to dump the packet into this Ziploc bag, and then we'll dump in our pork chops. Make sure they get good and coated, and then we're going to bake them in the oven by the directions that's on the back of this box. And then for sides, we're going to do some cream corn. I'm going to make some macaroni and cheese. And to make it, all I'm going to do is boil my noodles. When they're done, I'll drain the water off and then mix in this pouch of Velveeta cheese. And then I'm going to put some of these on a baking pan and drizzle some olive oil, maybe some garlic powder, salt and pepper, something like that. And bake those in the oven while I'm baking my pork chops. And then that's going to be dinner for tonight. So let's get on into it.
I can't help but feeling I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever.
Alright, so like I said, I just drizzled them with olive oil, put some salt and pepper and some garlic powder and some onion powder on there. If y'all hear Chloe hiccup in the back, she's got hiccups, but I'm just going to add those into the oven since my pork chops are almost done. They're looking really good, ain't they, y'all? Alright, so I got my corn going right here, and I just dumped in the 2 cans of creamed corn, and then right here I got my macaroni and cheese noodles shells going. Once they get to a boil and they're soft, I'll drain all this water off, and then I'll dump in my packet of Velveeta cheese. And I've got seasoning everywhere, because whenever I was trying to add some salt into my pasta, I dropped some slap your mama out of the cabinet. So now I've got a mess, but I've got my corn and my noodles going for my sides for the shake and bake pork chops.
Stay here forever. 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 I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?
Alright, y'all, so here's everything once it's done, but that's it for this week's What's for Dinner video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave me a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, because I would love for you to keep on hanging out with me. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of my future uploads. Thank you all so very much for watching today's video, and I will catch you all in the very next one. Bye, y'all.
Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up.
So, can you tell me what you thought about the shake and bake pork chops?
Good.
How good? 1 through 5. What number would you give them?
10.
A 10 out of 1 through 5? So they're really good then. Alright. Say, hope you try them, y'all.
Hey, y'all try them, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving